Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, of great millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson on this Sunday morning, January the 30th, 2022. I'm going to bring this article out right here. And this is another article from RT News. And this was published on January the 29th, 2022. And the highlight of this article says Pyongyang test fires suspected ballistic missile. North Korea has reportedly conducted its 7th missile launch so far this year. And it shows a photo right here. It says a man watches a TV screen showing a news program reporting about North Korea's missile launch in Seoul, Korea. Also, that was on the 17th during that time. Now they got another recent missile strike right here. And it says North Korea has reportedly conducted another missile launch test firing a projectile towards the Sea of Japan. The launch took place on Sunday morning local time, and the Southern Korea and the Japan military reported the missile was apparently fired from North Korea, Chajang Providence, according to Seoul. And it says the projectile is reported to have flown some 800 kilometers before falling into the sea outside Japan's exclusive economic zone. Kyoto reported, citing country's chief cabinet secretary Hirokazu Matsuno. He denounced the launch as a violation of the U.S. sanction imposed on North Korea. And it says shortly after the incident, South Korean President Moon Jae-in convened a plenary session of the National Security Council, NCS. Young reported, pointing out that it was the first time about a year that he had a president over such a session. Right, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida was expected to convince a meeting of his own National Security Council later on Sunday. And it says Pyongyang has tested multiple missiles of various types this year, with Sunday's launching becoming the 7th for the exclusive nation in just 1 month. Early this week, North Korea claims they have tested surface-to-surface tactical guided missiles on Thursday and 2 long-range missiles on Tuesday. Slovakia. It says the latter tests drew condemnation from Washington, which accused the country of violation the UN Security Council resolutions. Cruise missiles are not especially banned under the resolutions on North Korea. However, Pyongyang is prohibited from launching ballistic missiles, in addition to the firing short-range ballistic missiles. And it says cruise missiles are part of its recent flurry of launches. North Korea also claimed to have conducted tests of hypersonic missiles on January the 5th and the 11th of 2022, It says, despite taking its missile activity up a notch in recent weeks, the nation still continues to abide by a self-imposed moratorium on the testing of nuclear weapons. A long-range missile, however, last week North Korea state media reports that the country's top authority, the political bureau, was considered the possibility of restarting all temporary suspended activities to counter hostile U.S. policies. And it says, since the denuclearization talks between the U.S. and North Korea, initiated by former U.S. President Donald Trump, fizzled out, the Washington rejecting Pyongyang's demands for partial sanctions relief. North Korea has said it won't resume negotiations until Washington abandons its current policy. So yeah, Kim Jong-un, conducted a 7 nuclear missile test so far this year, And, it goes back into the book of Joel 3 and 10, continually increase once again, said in my previous videos, it's like by the day and the weeks and the months that we are, currently living in. It seems like more and more increasingly, these the nations are starting to say, let the weak say I am strong, and I'm gonna bring that out in the book of Joel 3 and 10 once again. This is a book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10, the KJV Bible version, according to the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, beat your plowshares into swords, into plenty hooks, into spears, and let the weak say I'm strong, right? Because, the weak are starting to show itself continuously, increasingly, they starting to show their military might and strength, because these other nations definitely have nuclear capability, and they had upgraded it over the years, over the months, days, and years, They've been upgrading their nuclear missile tests, their anti-missiles, their ballistic, hypersonic nuclear missiles, the long range, the short range, So these nations do got nuclear capability, Even the small countries have nuclear capability, And let the weak say I am strong, because you got China, North Korea, South Korea, and a lot of these allies, they allies with North America, and the adversaries of the United States, they got nuclear capability just as much as well as the United States, and these nations are starting to stir up and starting to rise up, like as much as you put these sanctions on us, hey, we still gonna show our military might and strength and tell you to let you Western countries know that, we are strong as well too. These other nations are starting to increase their military might and capability and strength as well too, And these are the times that we're gonna currently continue to live in of these things like this, in the wars and rumors of wars increasingly, and it's starting to come to pass and be a reality, and let the weak say I'm strong. These nations are showing their strength capability, their military capabilities. That's why you see all these joint exercise activities. Even these nations do joint exercise and military action, and testing hypersonic nuclear missiles and creating and developing hypersonic nuclear missiles around the world, as you seeing that, because these countries starting to rise up and increase, their military strength. And then, and you notice they've been funding all their money in these militaries. And then with allies funding each other or exchanging military capabilities with one another as well too. So, these are the times that we are living in, because this was heavy back in 2021, like I mentioned before, with the strength of their military capabilities. They joined drills, military type drills, military joint exercise drills with one another and allies. These are warlike type games, joint military naval exercise drills. So, these are many things, are the stages of gearing up for World War III. It's right around the corner, because these are, the signs of the times that we are currently living in. And it's going to definitely increase, in the months or days ahead in the year 2022. Because, so far this year, there's been a lot of activity been going on for the past couple of weeks. The year 2022 came off with a bang, and it's going to be like that, continually increasing as we continue to progress on in the year 2022. Have you seen much signs and, and earthquakes in diverse places and upwars of the people? They the digital currency, when that paper dollar gonna be no more use, when the paper dollar collapse, when it's gonna be all out full digital currencies. You got more prophecies coming to pass as well too, and more upcoming ones as well too, which is definitely gonna be coming soon, because these are the signs of the times that we are living in. And I expect to see Korea and Pyongyang keep on testing their nuclear things, because I believe United States, they gonna be keep on trying their hardest to hit North Korea with economic sanctions or any allies that's affiliated or associated with them that support them with these nuclear capabilities. So they're gonna hit them with economic sanctions, hard economic sanctions as well too. And they'll try to see that'll be an effect on North Korea, that'll probably stop them from doing hypersonic ballistic missiles tests, which it ain't gonna work. It might affect them a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna affect them to a higher extent, I believe. But financially it might, but they really most likely are not gonna seem to care, because these nations are starting to say we can govern ourselves. In Western countries, y'all can't tell us what to do. Even if you do put these hard economic sanctions on us, we still gonna continue what we've been doing. Keep on testing our nuclear capability, our nuclear capability of military might and strength, and fully protection over our country and our civilians, our sovereignty and our protection, because, like I mentioned again, it goes back into the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10. These nations are continually, increasingly saying, let the weak say I'm strong, But other than that, I just want to bring out this little article right here. This was recently on January the 29th, 2022, on this Sunday, as, we see it again, North Korea, tests a ballistic missile, right? Right, let me read it again for edification's sake again. Yep, North Korea has reportedly conducted its 7th missile launch so far this year, right? It's going to continue to be like this because, these nations saying, let the weak say I am strong, So with that, it's going to continue to happen, whether the Western countries like it or not. You know, even if you keep on putting these hard sanctions on these countries that deal with these type of situations like this, when they testing their hypersonic nuclear missiles, they go be like, hey, Western countries slash, North America, hey, we got military nuclear capability just as much as you. And so with that, I hope this sit down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, a great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. Until next time, I will say shalom.